Oh, that's loud. Shut up. Shh, shh, shh. You're messing up my intro. Hello, everybody. Well, first of all, can you guys all hear me? First of all, I guess that's the first question. Can you guys all hear me? It is Sunday. It is me. It is Courtney. Can you see me? Probably not. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Shazam! Here I am. Hello. Welcome. It is Sunday. I would start my own stream like without even being here, but you know what, you guys? I figured it out. I handled it. Here we are. It is Sunday. Hello. It is Courtney. Welcome to A Kiki with me. It's A Kiki with CourtneyRevolution. And if you've made it through the first black portion of the video, then welcome. Hi. Hello. You should give this video a thumbs up if you're here, because that just means that you're on time, you followed directions, you said, you know what, I want to be first in front of the action. So if you're here right now, do me that favor and give this video a thumbs up. Oh my God, thanks in advance. Okay, so we've got a lot to get into today. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. So let's get regular stuff out of the way. So I know that you guys can't tell, but I'm actually not in my living room. I'm no longer in my living room. I am no longer crammed in that corner of my living room. I'm actually, finally, officially in the Revolution Detective Agency. As you guys can see, I kind of took that concept and I ran with it. So now I have my own space where I can do what I want and I can twirl around and get into the gig, and I'm like messing up. And hopefully I can upload more content and get stuff out to you guys more than what I've been, because I've been literally sequestered to a living room in my house. So I've got lights, I got a light over there, I got my camera right here. Everything is fun, everything is good and dandy. I'm super excited to be hanging out with you guys. Like, I feel just like so, like no interruptions, no one coming down the stairs, no one slamming the door, no more roommate. So I just want to say tourist season is starting off beautifully. Next order of business, the merch is coming. I have the merch sample. It will be dropped on my birthday. It will be relatively cheap because I'm not that girl. You know that. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Now, really quick, I want to say this first. As we do every single Kiki, every single Sunday, I'll put this down here. I love to start off every stream with a little bit of positivity. So in the chat right now, while I get myself together still, tell me something nice about yourself or your favorite thing about yourself. Right now. Get to work, get started, write it in the chat, and I'm going to make sure that I am not going to spill juice all over my setup here. Okay, so I got my microphone here. I just want you guys to know that I am prepared on this stream. I've got my super sour Scandinavian swimmers from Trader Joe's. Get your snack out, girls. Boys, girls, and everyone that is in between or not identifying, get your snacks, because we're going to get into it today. We're talking about Demi Lovato. We're talking about James Charles's instant influencer first episode that I decided to wake up and watch for you guys today, because I have a feeling that maybe we might talk about it at Hollyscoop, but maybe we won't, because I'm not the biggest James Charles fan, to be honest. We've got some Lizzo stuff in there in terms of what we're going to be talking about. And also, I want to touch briefly on celebrities that are doing good while they're home. Like, they're performing and they're doing good things while they're at home. So we're going to talk about Doja Cat. We're going to talk about some Miley Cyrus in there. No worries. But yeah, it's going to be a good show. I also want to let you guys know that, yes, my skin is looking a lot better because I've been taking care of my skin. I've got myself a little skincare routine. So literally right before the stream started, they delivered, like the mailman delivered, I just got like a glow recipe. You guys probably know more about glow recipe than I do, but I got like a glow recipe watermelon glow sleeping mask. So my face can feel like a silk pillowcase. You'll be able to lay your braids and your weave upon my face and it won't rub your edges out. All right, let me jump in the chat and see what nice things that you guys are talking about before I jump into something else. Y'all know I ramble. All right. So Carly is saying, I'm always trying to be uplifting to others. And honestly, Carly, you uplift me. We're going to talk about Carly, who's in the chat, in just a moment. Am I drinking this from the wrong side? Oh, girl, I didn't put the cup on backwards. A mess. We're going to talk about Carly in a minute. But Christina says, I can sing and I taught myself how to play piano. I don't know if you guys know, my best friend Felicia is the moderator in here, and she's learning, or she's reteaching herself how to be the queen of the keys again. So shout out to everyone that is musically inclined, because I'm not. Bella says, same as F. LOL, got my sangria and wine from Trader Joe's. Bella, I've got Trader Joe's wine in the fridge, and I have to be honest, once I call my mother, once this stream is over, I will be having a glass. Yasmin loves her sense of empathy. Shabria says, really glad to be here today. I woke up feeling sick, so this is taking my mind off of it. Shabria, feel better. I'm going to send you all of the healing, anti-sniffle vibes so that you can feel better going into this new week, Shabria. We can't have you feeling a little down in the dumps, girl. So everyone send some love to Shabria because she's not feeling so well. But I just want to say that you guys are amazing. Brittany says that I can literally vibe with anybody. Shout out to you, Brittany. I am not that person, but I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm not that person that can get along with anyone. But I try. I definitely try. Samantha says, Carly, I'm seriously loving your energy right now. You guys are everything. Karina says your glow was blinding me. Wesley said, come through with the moisturizer. Oh yes, I'm going to be real moisturized with Glow Recipe. Listen, I just feel like I'm getting older. I'm not trying to turn 30 and be looking like a crinkly old brown paper bag. You know how they say black don't crack? Well, I just want to fortify that and just make sure that my face don't become the face crack of the century. Period. Okay, so real quick, Carly is in the chat right now, and I've known Carly for a very long time. More than like 2 years or something like that. And the reason why this cup is very special to me is because as you guys know, I go out to the social media events like Playlist Live and VidCon. I love to meet you guys and hug you guys when, we're not in a, germ crisis and stuff like that. And Carly's mom, Queen Gina, when we first started going to the event, she made me a cup that had a panda on it because pandas are my favorite animal years ago. And it's always been a special cup to me. I have it downstairs. I still use it even though it's kind of peeling. Well, Miss Gina said, well, girl, ever since I made you that cup, I've been following my dreams and I wanted to send you an updated one. And so she was thinking of me and sent me this, and it has a little sloth on it. How cute and cool is that? And it has my name on it. So I just wanted to take the time out and say thank you to Carly for being in my life and introducing me to your iconic mom, who continues to follow her dreams and do what she was sent here to do. And just an example of you start one place and you wind up another. So, I mean, the first cup that Gina gave me, girl, iconic, but this is just stellar. So whatever you're working on, whatever your passion is, just talking in general, don't stop and keep working at it, because with time, patience, you will perfect. You get what I'm saying? So shout out to Gina. Shout out to Carly. Carly's an icon. Hope you're doing well in school, Carly. Okay, what else is going on in the chat? Karina's like, oh my god, I want one. You guys are all like pretty. Samantha's like, that sloth is the cutest thing I've ever seen on a cup. So sweet. You guys, it's one thing that we have this relationship through the screen, but I really enjoy when I'm able to like be out there and meet you guys. And like, don't be surprised if I like cry. I'm literally like, all I do is cry. So like, if we meet and we have a good time and then you leave, I might cry. It's really extra, but it happens. Carly knows. Literally, Carly and her mom surprised me on my birthday one time at a social media event. Like, all of my viewers came and surprised me. And when we separated, I literally turned into a box of tissues moment. It was real extra. All right, now, thank you, Tamara, because I see you. What are you saying good about yourself, Courtney? What can I say about myself this week? What I will say about myself this week, Tamara, and everyone, is that I feel like I've always been a patient person, but I feel like very much lately I've been like pushed to my limit. And I feel like in the past, where I may have exploded or just done something really out of character and shocked people. I feel like I've found a way to continue to be patient and work through things before I just blurt something out and just speak and ruin whatever it is I'm doing. So my thing is patience, and it very much is a virtue. As a Taurus, I'm very stubborn and I don't like to be patient, but I think that as I'm getting older, as I'm coming closer to my birthday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, wink wink, I really feel like I'm gaining a better sense of peace and patience. So I hope that you can be patient as well. Okay, you guys, it is time for the segment that you guys named, the Revolution Redemption. And if this is your first time watching this live stream, A Kiki with me, Revolution Redemption is a corner of the internet where I am not dragging a celebrity. As you guys know, in my date job, I'm normally dragging celebrities. I'm very critical of them. I keep my feet on their necks, if you will. So I like to take this time out to sort of find a different angle in terms of critiquing them and give them a little positivity and dust them on off and stand them back up before I hopefully don't, but most likely will knock them down again throughout the week. Now, I gave you guys options this week because I don't want to do Justin Bieber every week. And I feel like when I give y'all the options to roam free and go, what do you guys think? A lot of y'all are just like, Justin Bieber every week. And although I could do that, it wouldn't be interesting for the people that watch every week. So I gave you the guys the choice of Charlie Puth or Tristan Thompson. And I felt like those would be both challenging for me. And overwhelmingly, you guys were like, oh my God, you have to redeem Charlie Puth, please, Charlie Puth. So let's talk about Charlie Puth. First of all, the reason why I dragged Charlie Puth is it's a reason that you guys don't know in terms of the media. So Charlie Puth did wrong by someone that I know, that I'm friends with and have a lot of love for. And so for that, I just kind of feel like, And it's one of those things where, much like we felt about Demi last week, their public image is not maybe as close to the person behind closed doors. And that's fine because we're out here selling an image. However, when you do wrong by my peoples and I find out, then I feel some type of way. Now, for the redemption of Charlie Puth, I want to say this. Although Charlie Puth is not the most stellar artist, I will say that Charlie Puth has a knack for writing very catchy tunes. I feel like he's a great musician. He's not bad on the eyes. I will say that when he's not trolling, I do find him funny. I do love the fact that although I might not want them to be together, he loves him some Selena Gomez. He can't let her ass go. And I think that that's like commendable, right? You know, the whole world is like, we don't want you with Selena. And he's like, but I still like her. And also, for those of you guys that don't know, on YouTube here, there was a huge YouTube supergroup named O2L. You guys might have heard of them. And they're iconic and legendary, every last one of them. And Charlie Puth helped write or produce or create the O2L theme song. And they went on tour and performed it all over the country. And this is before Charlie Puth was even Charlie Puth. He was Charlie. You know what I mean? So I will give him that. He blessed the internet with that song. So shout out to Charlie Puth. I hope that he continues to do right, honestly. And if it is meant to be with him and Selena, if they're meant to be together, hopefully they will be together and he can keep her happy and it won't be dramatic and he won't tell the whole world about their relationship. Because I guess that's my fear, right? We all want any celebrity to be in a decent relationship where they're not being emotionally manipulated, which has always been sort of my about Charlie Puth and Selena Gomez specifically. So I hope that you guys agree with that. If you've ever wanted to submit a celebrity for the Revolution Redemption, go on ahead and leave it as a comment, like not in the chat, but as a comment, probably when this gets re-uploaded, leave it as a comment, and I'll put it in a notes app, and like every week, I'll match them all up, put it on my Instagram story, y'all will fight it out, and we'll come right on here, and we'll decide who deserves to be redeemed by Revolution. And that's the tea. All right, now, we have... I want to talk about some things that you might not have seen, but I felt like you should see. Things you should see. Because I'm Courtney with C. Things you should see. That's a good idea, right? Okay, so first, Miley Cyrus performed a cover of Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here on the Saturday Night Live Home Edition or whatever, and I felt like this was a very good choice for her. Although I am not so much a fan of Miley Cyrus singing sadder music, I did feel like vocally it was right where she needed to be. I enjoy Miley Cyrus. I'm not just so much a fan of the stunts because I feel like Miley Cyrus has sort of solidified herself as an icon, and so I feel like when she trolls, when she does things that are trolly, it's not fun. I feel like Miley could just be fun and sexy and brash and out there without coming across like she's being a stunt queen, right? Like, girl, bring a blow dryer to your hair, blow it on out, girl. Blow it on out, right? Get rid of the wet and wavy, get rid of the mullet, dry it on up, girl, and give us good music. I will say that this was a good moment for me, though. She was giving very sultry, very down in the dumps, very, it was something different, and she didn't have her ass out. And that's what I can appreciate, because I feel like although Miley is good at ass out, I guess, sometimes, it's not always something that I want to see from her. Like, that's not her whole brand, so keep it, put it away, save it for Halloween, pop out in some assless chaps maybe, give us a James Charles. We're getting into that later. But yeah, I want to also talk about Doja Cat. If you like Doja Cat, can you tell me in the chat so that I can know it's okay to talk about Doja Cat? Because I love me some Doja Cat. And so something that I thought was cool was she did a live concert basically on the Ipsy Instagram story, I believe, and she performed her song Juicy. Now, I'm not Leo, but I want to see if I can hit this for y'all so y'all can see. I think if I move, let me see, hang on, let me see if I can play this for y'all. Let me see. Oh, there she go. Go ahead. Give me a stage. Give it. Hey, she has great stage presence. She's like in someone's living room and she's like killing it. She's excellent to me. I thoroughly enjoy her. And I feel like even now, with Say So being out even now, I feel like Doja Cat gets slept on. And I don't appreciate that. So if you are one of few people that still haven't heard Doja Cat's album, Hot Pink, please give that a stream. Give it a listen. She's an excellent artist. I know that there is like a bubbling drama between her and Nicki Minaj's fan base, but I wouldn't pay attention to that because I feel like every celebrity that falls into the pit traps of fighting with a Nicki Minaj fan, it always just ends up badly, and not because the person exactly is in the wrong, but because the internet is all about perception, and if a fan base perceives you as being sneaky or trying to ruin their favorite artist, which I don't think Doja Cat is trying to do, then it just creates drama. I personally think that Doja Cat is great and excellent, and I watched a YouTube video, and I'm sure you guys know this YouTube channel, Impressive, right? Impressive is one of my favorite YouTube channels. I think that she's excellent. I think she deserves an award for her channel. And she brought up a very good point about Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat, right? So Doja Cat is more of a pop star that happens to be able to rap. And she writes the raps. Love it, meow meow, I love it. Nicki Minaj is an MC. She is an MC at heart, back on the staircase, pulling stacks of money out her baby fat purse. And she just so happens to also do well at crossing over in the pop market. That doesn't mean that they're trying to be like the other. It just means that they're both incredibly versatile, and we're able to compare them because so many other artists are not. Whew, a read. Anyway, stan Doja Cat. Oh, Felicia says we stan Doja Cat. And Samantha says sometimes fandoms can be a bit sensitive, and I agree. I know that I can be sensitive with Nicki Minaj. It's fine. I just feel like a lot of times you don't have to, even if you feel a certain way about how an artist treats your fave, you don't have to go and drag that artist. That's not going to make them apologize, really, right? It just kind of makes the artist look a certain kind of way, because every single time you mention this artist, you'll be like, oh, well, their fans are annoying, or their fans are this, or their fans will do this, or don't say that because the fans. And I'm like, I wish that I wish that more people would just not ignore the fans, but ignore the opinions, or don't let the opinions sway them, or let the opinions of the fans get them in trouble. Annoying. Karina said no ghostwriters for Doja or Nicki. That's why they're queens. Oh, Kimberly says, hi Courtney, you made it to the live. Love you all. If you are just joining us today, we are getting into Demi Lovato joking about rehab later on in the show. We're talking about James Charles's Instant Influencer. I'm going to review that and give y'all my thoughts on that and whether I think that you guys should watch or not, for sure. And what else is on here? Let me check. I think we're talking about Lizzo next, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, yeah. No, we're not talking about Lizzo yet. But we can. Let's not. Let's talk about Tana Mongeau real quick. Tana Mongeau dropped a new song and it was called Without You. It's cute. You should listen to it. It's better than everything else that she's put out. She's not trying to rap, thank God. And I'm not taking Tana Mongeau seriously as a musician, but I do take her seriously as a young lady that knows how to get the bag. That is why I like Tana Mongeau. I feel like you can feel how you want about her. Yes, she photoshops her head to go from literally a life-size piece of bread to a mini French toast piece of crunch cereal. Yes, she does Photoshop and do that. However, I mean, y'all don't feel as though Tana Mongeau is just like, she doesn't feel very familiar to you. Like, for me, she reminds me of just a tweaked version of Paris Hilton. Like, if Paris Hilton really, really, really had social media and was at, not the forefront, but one of the leaders or the influencers of social media, which I feel like Paris Hilton is more the leader of paparazzi culture that time, and then Tana Mongeau's over here with like social media. It just makes sense. It's fine. It's fine. Give it a listen if you like Tana Mongeau. I like her. That's just how I feel about it. What are y'all talking about? Gabby said you're talking about Taylor because 1 year of me. Absolutely. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift in just one moment. I want to discuss really fast with you guys Lady Gaga. Let me spin on Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. Okay, now, the Chromatica track list is out. We have been known Ariana was on the album. Rain on Me confirmed, been new. Blackpink on the album, been new. Elton John. What is that going to sound like? Do we think that Lady Gaga is going to give us a Joanne moment with an Elton John feature? Which I wouldn't be mad at, as long as it still kind of sounded cohesive, right? Because Lady Gaga, we know she's going to give us she's going to give us hits. Our brains are going to literally be soup by the end of this. But is the Elton John number going to be something that's a little bit slower? Is it going to be something that's a little bit more guitar driven? I'm not sure, but I am curious. I just want to give Lady Gaga my money and hope that her album is going to push pop music forward. Like, although Dua Lipa reached back for Future Nostalgia, she gave us a lot of that 70s, 80s, 90s moments, and I felt like she put her own little twist on it so that it didn't feel like repetitive or boring or dried up. And I feel like right now, I think I've said this a bunch of times before, but I feel like right now Dua's leading the pack right now. Not in terms of pop girls, because although I can be on board with Dua being a main pop girl, especially after this album, I wouldn't say that she's leading the pack. I'm curious to see what elements of Future Nostalgia, if any, Lady Gaga will take and have on her album. I'm very curious. Wesley says, I hope this Elton John feature is a your song kind of moment. If that's what they giving me, I'm happy. And then Karina said, didn't Lady Gaga say there weren't going to be any slow songs on the album? I don't remember hearing that, Karina. Did she say that? Listen, y'all already know how I feel. I love a slow song. I mean, no, I don't. I love a fast song, but if there are going to be no slow songs on the album, she's definitely getting my money. She was going to get my money anyway, but I mean, Lady Gaga, you're not playing. I'm here for it. Travis said she better bring pop music back on the forefront. Samantha said, I'm thinking a slower ballad, but I'm usually surprised whenever it's Gaga. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're going to be surprised by what she's giving us this time. And I think that's where my excitement comes from. I'm just like, just obliterate me, Gaga. Random, but the other day in the mail, I got my Conan Gray CD. I don't know how you guys feel about Conan Gray, or if you don't know who Conan Gray is. He is, at least to me, from my point of view, he was a creator on YouTube, and he had a song called Crush Culture that I became obsessed with. So I reacted on this channel to his EP, and I became, not a stan, but I was like, I like him a lot. And it also didn't hurt that he loves Taylor Swift. So I was going to go to his concert, but I realized at the last minute that Harry Styles is one night only in LA here. It was like the night after. So Conan Gray was the night before, and I canceled my ticket to see Conan Gray. But they still sent the album. And listen, this is good. Felicia said once that Conan Gray, I think she said it reminded her of this older kind of like MySpacey band called Never Shout Never. And oh my God, is my computer not plugged in? Girl, my computer is not plugged in, girl. Hang on a minute. My computer said, bitch, you tried it. I said, hold on, girl. Hang on, y'all. We're fine. We're fine. That's how you know this is a live show, bitch. My computer said, bitch, are you serious? Imagine doing a stream and you don't have my ass plugged in. The point I'm trying to make is go on ahead and listen to Conan Gray's album. It's good. It's called Kid Crow, especially if you don't listen to kind of pop, rock-ish, soft, emo, sad boy, hug me, why won't you love me, like self-deprecating, oh my God, my crush kind of music, bitch. This is it. Brittany Trinidad says, I used to love Never Shout Never. Me too. Oh, is that Chef Lindsay? Hey, Chef Lindsay. Chef Lindsay said, yes. Yasmin says, I love Conan Gray. Maniac is a bop. Yes! Tell all your friends that I'm crazy and drive you mad that I'm such a stalker. Oh, watch a psychopath and tell them you hate me and dated me just for laughs. Oh, that's a hit. Conan, we need to get Conan on Hollyscoop. I don't know how. Conan, you're not doing shit. You need to come right to Hollyscoop immediately. Let us interview you, period. Felicia said, oh my God, I forgot I made the comparison. LMAO, that was a good one. Listen, that was like not on like what we're supposed to be talking about, but I remember that it came, and as I was coming into the Revolution Detective Agency, I was like, oh, let's talk about Kid Crow. So that's here. I'll put it over here with the little recipe. Okay, y'all. What else is going on in the world today? What else are we going to talk about? Okay, let's talk about me. And not me, but let's talk about Taylor Swift. Because let's talk about, it's been 1 year since me. I love me. I also understand that it's a very unpopular opinion amongst the Taylor Swift fan base. If you enjoy the song Me from Taylor Swift and you're watching this, can you let me know in the chat or leave a comment down below? And if you don't like me, not me, but if you don't like me, the song, please let me know in the chat, or if you're watching after. First of all, hi, welcome. I love that you are even caring enough to watch after. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about the song Me. I'm going to give it a moment. I'm going to do a twirl on the chair, and then I'm going to tell you guys why Me was exactly what needed to happen. Let me give a little, whoop. Okay, now, I understand that Taylor Swift has this knack, according to the Swifties, for dropping the first single, and it's not exactly a single that is representative of the album, or sometimes I feel like they say, well, why does Taylor always drop the commercial song first? Y'all, listen, Me was a great song, and the reason why I liked it was because I feel like during that time, to me, we were lacking good songs that were about being happy and about loving yourself and about being unique. I feel like we were in a time period of shake your ass, or I mean, well, we're always in a time period of shaking your ass. And listen, I love to shake one cheek, sometimes two cheeks. But I feel like during that time period, it was a lot of like sad stuff going on. It was very like, woe is me. It was a lot of, I'm sad and you don't understand me. And I kind of felt like Taylor kind of came in and was like, shh, we get it. You're sad and sad things happen, but at the core of it all, at least there's nobody but you, bitch. And I feel like that message kind of went over people's heads, and everyone was so caught up in the numbers and the why didn't Taylor say this in the song, and why didn't she do this, and we didn't get no tea from the song, and oh my god, in the music video. And I feel like sometimes people missed the message of the song. Like, Taylor was trying to tell y'all asses something. Did y'all miss it? And I feel like the song was needed. I felt like the music video was great. I didn't really even give a fuck about the spelling is fun part that everyone keeps complaining about. Even though Taylor took it out, I didn't mind it. I think that people sometimes are really critical of Taylor because, I don't know. Is it because we know that she's a masterful writer and y'all expect every single release to be like something artistically pushing the boundary or moving the limits, or like, what is it? Karina said, she said, no more sadness, y'all. Let's get happy as fuck now. I agree. Shabria said, I enjoyed it because to me, it felt like Taylor Swift was using it to say, love yourself and don't change for anyone else. And I agree, Shabria. Mally says, can't believe it's been a year. I couldn't believe it either, to be honest. I was like, damn. Stephanie says, I love Taylor Swift, but me kind of made me cringe, especially after listening to some of the better options on Lover. Okay, I feel that. And I understand that, right? I feel as though, all right, we know that Taylor had options, right? Lover is a long album. In terms of quantity, it's a long album. I feel like Cruel Summer would have been like too early. I Forgot That You Existed wouldn't have been a splash enough. The Man would have gotten complaints if it were the first one, right? You Need to Calm Down. Didn't even matter when she dropped it. Y'all said, not you guys, but like people were saying she was pandering to the gays. So, I mean, I kind of felt like it was the most neutral in between the album. Like, it's about love. It's about loving yourself. And I feel like people were like, okay, but where are the hits? But y'all should know that Taylor's going to come with the hits. Like, she's just giving this out here so the locals can have something to kiki about on the Facebook, I feel like. No? Lindsay says, just wanted to say hi. Love you, Courtney. Thanks for always bringing light to my day. Thank you, Lindsay, for even showing up. Honestly, you guys, I just appreciate that you guys show up and want to watch and kiki and have a discussion and conversation about pop culture, because I feel like that's what I was put on this planet to do, to talk about the celebrities. So here we are. Anastasia says, me had a great message, but was towards more like Shake It Off and Never Getting Back Together. And Felicia says, the thing is, everyone can relate to me. It's a good single because it's universal. And Lindsay said, and Brendan Urie, and he was looking real good too. I wish that the Me slander would stop. Me is a good song. It's a solid song. I feel like it had a great message. I guess when you compare it to the other tracks on the album, I guess it's fair to be like, oh my God, what was Taylor thinking? But I mean, I just couldn't imagine Cruel Summer starting out this particular era, and then like, what was going to come after that? And I guess I feel that way because for me, Cruel Summer is like one of the best songs on the album. So I feel like if you guys had to choose, both people that are watching live and people that are not watching live, if you guys had to choose, although they are all Taylor's children, which song on Lover would you have chosen to be the lead single, the first single? Like, we are thinking like, okay, we got all these tracks. We want everyone to know that Taylor is here. She's not playing no games and she love her man. Which song is the best representative of that? And I'll give y'all a moment to brainstorm and think and blink on that. Wesley already coming in hot, bitch. Wesley said, if False God was the lead single, the slander would have been way much worse. Now listen, Wesley, I'm very much with you. For me, False God and It's Nice to Have a Friend were two songs that were not exactly my favorites. And they definitely didn't need to be nobody single, especially not the first one. So I understand that. And Felicia says she agreed. Cruel Summer is an era closer. Now Taylor could drop Cruel Summer in like 2 weeks and end us all, girl. But I wonder if she didn't already have it filmed. Like, what would she do for a video? Let's see. What else are y'all talking about? What y'all said? Let me scroll up, girl. Samantha says Taylor is the perfect example of an artist putting out singles that are very good, radio good, but then she leaves amazing songs within her album. There's a reason people go out to buy her entire album, and I agree. For example, I feel like if you were not a Taylor Swift fan before Reputation and you wanted to... Or I'll talk about myself for a minute. I was in the car with a friend once, and we were like out... I think I had dragged them along because I didn't want to do something by myself. So I was like, please come with me because I know it's going to be some mess. So we went, we did the Kiki, whatever, came back. And on the way back, they had brought up the fact, oh, you like Taylor Swift. And they literally asked me, okay, Courtney, what's like the Taylor Swift song that you think I would like, or like what's good from her? So y'all already know. My Taylor Swift go-to, if I want to get the girls riled up and I feel like I'm trying to cater it to a specific audience that's not a country pop girl or like a bright poppy girl, I immediately go for Reputation. I play I Did Something Bad, or I play Ready For It. Because that intro to Ready For It, bitch, that will send your wig doing loops around Saturn's rings, period. And I'm not even going to get into my whole stand moment for Reputation, but I just feel like... Where's the Grammy, bitch? But yeah. Cruel Summer would have been good for the lead single, but Cruel Summer would be the greatest hit. I see y'all. The Man, but maybe that's just because I work in a male-dominated profession. Haha. Chef Lindsay, I enjoyed The Man as a song. The music video wasn't my favorite, but people tell me that it's because I'm a man. I say that it's because exactly what the music video was exactly what I expected. So I wanted her to do something different, and she didn't, which is fine, because I felt like she wasn't really focusing mostly on creative direction more so than sending a message, I guess, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I'm here for it. Lizzie said, I haven't listened to Lover yet because I'm trash. Lizzie, you're not trash. Stop it. All That Glitters is gold. No. Listen to it. Good album. It's only like an hour long. Here's something fun, and not even trying to promote myself, but I listened to the Lover album like in a video, like in a YouTube video, and I got drunk and I reacted to it when I listened to it for the first time. Go and watch that. Have a cocktail if you're of age. Go and watch that, and you're hearing Lover. I said I didn't even monetize it, so you hear all the songs just about. Get into that. It's fun. It's a good time. Felicia said, if I had to pick something other than me, I think the title track Lover would have been good. It would have shocked the locals because to me, Lover feels like Fearless. Now, Felicia, I will say this. Now, Lover for me is also not my favorite song on the album by any means whatsoever. However, when I did go to my hometown, and I've told you this a million times, when I went to my hometown for a wedding, every single car I got into, because I was Ubering to and fro, was playing Lover. Every single, it was every 3 songs. Like my everyday radio station that I've grown up with, Rocky and Sue, 98.5, KRZ, they were playing Lover every 3 songs. So maybe you're right, Felicia. Lover probably would have been a really good option, especially for the small town girls. So that makes a lot of sense. Shout out to my hometown radio station, because if I would have not grown up on 98.5 KRZ, I don't think I would have the music taste that I would. So, real quick, and we'll move on. We know that, sure, I love Ariana, I love Britney, I love Lady Gaga, I love the pop girls, I love Nicki, some of the rap girls. But, bitch, I love me some Daughtry, I love me some Hinder, I love Nickelback. Nickelback slander, not allowed here. I love me some Weezer. Don't even get me started. System of a Down, bitch. All of my hometown favorites, something in my spirit really gets going when I hear that, when I hear a good electric guitar. Paralyzer, I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be stuck by you. Who sings that song? Let me look. Paralyzer. I love that song. Oh my God, Finger 11. Finger 11, bitch. If you haven't heard Paralyzer by Finger 11 after the stream, y'all need to... Y'all know what y'all need to do. Karina said, Nickelback, fuck yes, someone who gets it. Brittany said, Daughtry. I'm so glad that like I'm not alone, because like I literally like every month I feel like I pick out a day and I just go through my brain and I just start queuing up like, all right, what did I used to hear on my radio station back in Pennsylvania? And then next thing you know, I literally have a long ramen noodle wig like Nickelback. So get into it. Jonathan Pacheco says, Reputation is my favorite Taylor Swift album. Jonathan, you and I, we're here because that's my favorite one as well. I think, Wesley, I think you said that the era can't end without Cruel Summer. I will agree to that, Wesley. I will say that this is about to be the cruelest summer that we're probably going to have. So how funny would it be if Taylor just leaned into that and gave us truly a Cruel Summer music video? That would be something that's iconic. And I don't think that it's something that would be expected. You know what I mean? Okay, you guys. I want to ask you one more question about Taylor Swift, and then we're going to move on, because I want to talk about Lizzo. And for me, it's really important. This is my own personal pick of something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. But I want to ask you guys, what are we most excited about when it comes to Taylor and the re-releases? Because if you guys don't know, Taylor Swift is going through this whole ordeal with Scooter Braun, and she's going to re-record the first five, I think, maybe, albums, and then she's going to release them. I'm very excited, but what do we think the reimaginings of these songs are going to be like? And I believe it's going to sell aggressively and painfully well. But what does that mean for Scooter? What was the point of doing that? I'm sure Taylor was going to find a loophole and figure out how she was going to re-record, right? Tamara said, yes, Courtney, your taste in music is amazingly good, girl. Thank you, Tamara. I really appreciate that. If it's one thing I'm like really protective of, it's my music taste. I'm like, leave my music taste alone. That's why like I love when I find people that have the same music taste as me, because I'm usually the only girl in the room that's like trying to play Charlie XCX. So y'all are a mess laughing at me talking about ramen noodle wig, because you know what's his name from Nickelback used to have that Miley mullet, but his was more what it needed to be. Hey, I wanna be a rock star. That's a hit. Don't get me started. All right, let's see. So Daquan said, I think she released Me and You Need to Calm Down at the wrong time. Well, You Need to Calm Down, I think Taylor definitely wanted to release around Pride Month. I think it would have been hella weird if Taylor would have waited until like July or like a weird month that wasn't June around that time to drop it. I do think that was a good time. But what other time could Me have come out if not that time, if at all? Because I'm sure some of y'all would have preferred for it to not have been released at all. But I am glad that it's out. I don't know. Wesley said, I want her to add some church choir to Don't Blame Me. Wesley, you're mine. Powerful. Yasmin says, I hope she changes little lines or adds some new songs. And maybe a tour where she plays mixed stuff from all eras. Oh my God. Now listen, here's the bright side in Loverfest being moved, right? Because Taylor could create a whole new show, exactly what you're saying, and really mix it up and give us a through the years. You know what I mean? Like a through the eras type deal. And that's why I'm not selling my Loverfest ticket at all. Like, Taylor, postpone it as many times as you need to do, because girl, my ticket is gonna stay. Me and Felicia and Ricky, we're not playing around. Taylor, you better give us, not you better, but please give us a through the era show, girl. Oh, like Cher, girl. And iconic outfits. You need to come out in the gold number for the Fearless. She needs to, sorry y'all, don't make me cook up the tour, girl. Don't make me get up on the hotline and say, hello, Taylor. Hi, Taylor. Yes, it's Court. Yeah? Oh my God. Thank you for posting the Hollyscoop TikTok. Oh my God, girl. Girl, you know we got your bag. You know me and Madison got you, girl. Now listen, girl. That's what you need to do. You need to give us through the eras, girl. You need to give us that final tour. That's not really the final tour like Cher, girl. See, that's how the phone call is going to go. with me and my girl Tay. I'm so ridiculous. I don't know how y'all watch this. What are y'all saying? Oh, y'all are like, I love that. I would love that. An absolute must. She needs to play at Loverfest is... Oh, she needs to play our song at Loverfest. Oh my God. Our song, you guys, our song was the song that said, Courtney, you and this woman are going to have a very long fan idol relationship, because I heard our song on demand, bitch, and my life was forever changed. Like, I too felt like a young Caucasian lady riding shotgun with my hair undone in the front seat of his car. So Taylor Swift just gets me. I love her. Whatever. Sorry. All right, you guys. Let's move on, because obviously the whole show can be about Taylor Swift, but for people that are not watching live, they are literally probably like, well, when the fuck is he gonna stop talking about Taylor Swift? So let's talk about Lizzo. And I want to talk about Lizzo because I find more and more each day that Lizzo is very important to not only pop culture, but pop culture and women. And so I think that this story, whatever, is interesting. So basically Lizzo, I believe, was like talking to People magazine, and she was basically discussing how she views herself a little bit differently throughout this quarantine time, and she realized that the reason why she was looking at herself a little bit differently was because she was constantly in makeup every single day, constantly glammed. And she said, I think it's cool that we get the opportunity to turn off. My dream is to just take off my nails, not wear makeup, and just grow my fro out and walk around naked in my own garden. What's been really cool is seeing all of these people who are in glam every single day, not in glam every single day. And I think that's fucking sick. And she said, I think I've been in makeup every single day of my life for the last 6 months. We get addicted to seeing ourselves really dolled up. I had a few days off in Brazil back in February where I wasn't in makeup, and I remember being like, yo, why am I so ugly to myself right now? It's because I got addicted, used to seeing my face with contour. I never thought that that would happen because I'm such an earthy bitch. I can go days without makeup. Now listen, y'all, that is very important. Although it's fun to express ourselves and to feel beautiful and to feel gorgeous and to go out with the most insane beat and make sure that your lace closures on your wigs are exactly how they need to be, and making sure that net is blended down, and making sure your hair is cut right or you're smelling good. All those things are so important. But it is also important to love yourself when your superhero cape is on, and also when your superhero cape is off. It's very important to me that when I watch stuff like this, or when I watch myself on Hollyscoop, or when I upload something on my channel, yeah, I'm laughing along and I'm going, oh, what makes them laugh? But I also love the fact that when I turn my lights off and I'm in bed and I'm getting ready to fall asleep at night, I like who I am. When I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, bitch, I ain't no Denzel Washington, as someone in the 90s would say. But, bitch, I'm cute. And I know that about myself. And I'm confident about that in myself. And of course, there are things that I am insecure about. Obviously. Long list, bitch. But I also think it's important that the love for yourself always outweighs those critiques. It always outweighs the, oh my God, these things are wrong about me. And I want everyone to sort of at least try with baby steps to sort of change how you think, right? So instead of being a person, because I used to be this person, so instead of being a person that is always like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, you can't do this, you have to, like, it's not going to work if you don't do this, like, oh my God, well, what is wrong with you, you can't do this. How about you try being a person that's like, although things are this way, I could try this way. Like, I pride myself in trying to be a problem solver versus someone that just is constantly finding the wrong in something, because that's not constructive, bitch. Like, you need to be constructive. It's okay to criticize as long as it's like give and take. You give, well, I guess just give and give in this situation. You give the critique, but also with the same hand, you take it back and you give the problem solve. Like, hey, your makeup is fucked up, but I've got some foundation in my bag, bitch. Let's go in the bathroom and let's hit a touch up. You get what I'm saying? I really liked that Lizzo is kind of really embracing who she is. She's a bigger woman, and we know that at least to me, she's beaten that horse, the dead horse, for a minute now. And honestly, I want her to continue to keep beating the dead horse because, you know, until we are in a society where people of all shapes and sizes, sexual orientations, identities, what have you, colors, shapes, whatever, until all of those things are just like, oh, I'm cool with you just because you're a good person, and it's not, I don't want to talk to you because you're big or because you're black or because you're gay or because you're non-binary. Once we get to that point, then Lizzo could have a seat. But I'm sure that as the idol that she is, I'm sure that she feels like she has something in her that feels like, I have to say this because I'm an idol. I want young girls, black, white, big, small, to feel like, yes, I am 100% that bitch, whether I'm glammed or not. Because you're really still the same person. You just put some good products on your face to cover up your insecurities. But always remember, it's just a cover up. They're still there. Just saying. So yeah, remember to love yourself and water your seeds, for they will grow. All right, you guys. Oh my God, we're already 50 minutes in. This is why I don't have my own show. But also, this is why you watch. Because you know that it's a mess. You know that I'm going to ramble. You know I'm going to say one thing and then talk about something else. It's just, this is why we're friends. This is why I appreciate Sundays. Sundays with me. Karina says, if I do my makeup anymore, it's because I want to. It's because I find it fun. I don't wear it. I love seeing my bare face. Even when there's days that I don't like it, it makes me feel so free and beautiful. Gabby says, I put a full face of makeup on because I thought it looked good on my friend, and I did that for all of 7th grade. Then I got tired of it. And that's fine. It's totally fine. Try it out, girl. I wear makeup, but only when I feel like it. You know what I mean? Let me see what Shabria said. Shabria said, I've never worn makeup and people tell me I would look so much better with makeup, and I've always been self-conscious about my hair and would wear weaves until this pandemic happened. But now I'm getting comfortable without always wearing weave. Shabria, listen, you don't need no weave if you don't feel like you want it. If you don't have to wear makeup if you don't want to wear makeup. If you wake up one day and you decide, well, I'm going to watch a makeup tutorial and try what they want to try, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're comfortable. Don't ever let, and this goes for everyone, don't ever let someone sort of like corner you into like wanting to try something. I feel like you should be like, you know what, I'm going to give that a go. And if it looks silly, it looks silly because makeup is temporary anyway. You can wipe that shit off and let it go down the sink. That's how I look at it, because Lord knows I can't do makeup, but I do find it fun. Yeah. Kat says, June marks a year without makeup. And Yamale says, there is nothing wrong being yourself. And I agree. Carly, I see you and I love you. And Lady T-Joy, I appreciate you too. Alrighty, you guys. Now this next thing that I'm gonna talk about, you can all in the chat thank Gabby for this, because I asked you guys on Instagram. I usually put together this show myself, but I always feel like the show is not what it is unless you guys sort of have like a say in it. So on my Instagram story, I asked you guys, what should we talk about at the green chair today? And you guys all started letting me know what you guys wanted to talk about. But Gabby wanted me to talk about the Sonny With A Chance reunion between Demi and all of her co-stars. And I did catch little bits and pieces of it. So I guess sort of the most important things from it. So I wanted to talk about it. I want to give props to Demi, and I want to see if I can play this. Let's see. I want to give props to Demi for this moment that she had with her co-stars. She made a joke about her rehab, and it's not a bad thing. I think it's, well, I'll show y'all first, and then let's see what you guys think.
How's everybody doing? What has everybody been up to since the show?
Everybody all at once, go.
What have you been doing?
Rehab several times.
Yes, we should have started with Demi. I'm sorry, Tiff. Demi, take it away.
Honestly, I'm glad you're better though, and I do have to say, the national anthem was.
Demi. All right, you guys. So what you guys just saw was Demi, and she was reuniting with her Sonny With A Chance co-stars, and she made a joke, you know, what's everyone been up to? And Demi's like, rehab, haha, several times. And I don't know why. Well, I guess I'm about to tell you why, but it brought a smile to my face. And the reason why it did, because it shows that although we can say things about Demi and how she acts when she's not in a situation like this, but I think that there's something commendable about just addressing stuff head on and kicking the elephant right out of the room. Like, at the end of the day, every last one of them co-stars know damn well what Demi Lovato been up to, and her ass was in rehab. And I like that she's able to just be like, that's my story. I wrote it. I live in it. I'm living in my truth. There it is. And she was able to spin it into a joke. And it really did bring a smile to my face. I also enjoyed the fact, I believe also during that same stream, she was talking about when she got out of rehab, she was commending one of her co-stars about how she just is as a woman, I believe, because she was facing, meaning Demi was facing so much in terms of like her weight and her appearance and how she looked. And I liked the fact that Demi, in this particular situation, she's not hiding anything. We know that Demi has struggled in the past. We know that in some way, shape, or form, I feel like we're all rooting for her. We don't want anything bad to happen to Demi. I just really thought it was important to... Last week, we discussed a messy situation, and I feel like this week, if there's not exactly any mess with Demi, but instead something that's positive, I'm like, well, bitch, I want to talk about it. So let's commend Demi Lovato for living in her truth. I also enjoyed the fact that it kind of made me think of Sonny With A Chance, because I feel like that was kind of around the time that I didn't stop watching Disney Channel, but I certainly was like starting to get less interested in it. And I feel like Demi Lovato was one of the last few Disney stars to really kind of reel me in. So good job, Demi. I commend you. And I like you when you're not being messy. Okay. Alrighty, you guys. It's about that time. And I know I'm going to put a timestamp right here, because we're going to talk about James Charles. And I know that this video is no longer available, and I'm sure that some of you have seen it. The last time I talked about James Charles on my channel was during the whole Tati thing. And I feel like since that whole entire situation, I've never felt phenomenal about James Charles. As someone that is just around YouTube, I've heard things from people that I trust that make me not really want to be involved with his brand. However, we here at the Revolution Detective Agency, I feel like from time to time, we need to, well, not from time to time, all the time, we need to remain open-minded, because things are always changing, right? So last week, I believe at some point, it might have been during the Revolution Redemption, you guys were like, listen, in some ways, James Charles has changed. As Told by Kenya said, James Charles has changed. Maybe you should whip out the magnifying glass and give this little bitch a second look. And I was like, yeah, girl. And then I was like, I'm not doing that. But then I really thought about it, and I had to get in my crock pot and stew on it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to watch this with an open mind. I'm not going to watch this feeling like, ugh, James Charles. So I watched it. I watched Instant Influencer, the new YouTube reality show project moment from beauty boy James Charles. Now, I want to go ahead and start this off by saying that James is not doing anything that is revolutionary, ding, by any means. He's not reinventing the wheel. He is having a talent competition for aspiring beauty gurus to come in and show their stuff and prove why James needs to crown them Instant influencer. Now, really quick, just so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from. A lot of you guys are newish in my history with YouTube. So this concept was how I kind of got put on. There was a bigger YouTuber that kind of did this stuff all of the time, but his thing was, I'm looking for an online boyfriend. And basically at the end of the competition, he would, they would meet up somewhere and they would film a video collab and that person would blow up. I was in a YouTube star competition that literally was like this, except we all weren't in the same place. It was sort of like challenges. You submit a video and then the audience votes. This is more like Project Runway meets America's Got Talent a little bit. Let's get into it. So let's talk about the prize. I want to make sure I get the prize right. So the grand prize for the #1 instant influencer is an equipment package that is very much the same, identical to James's, and that equals $10,000. In addition to that, you get to collab with James, which, I mean, who's going to say no to that? Honestly, let's keep it real. And also, you win $50,000, which, I mean, $50,000, I'm accepting $50,000 from just about anyone. So, I mean, the prizes you can't get mad at. Once again, not reinventing the wheel. Other creators have done the same thing, and I like that other creators and James are doing this. I like that he's doing this because we need some more beauty influencers out there, because the fact that there aren't as many, or the ones that I like, that they're not getting the traction that they deserve or the attention that they deserve, it's a little discouraging and it makes me not want to support. I will say this. I felt as though the show, the first episode, it very much relied on the stories of the contestants. And I had a feeling that it would do that because I didn't feel as though there was enough diversity in the cast. Now, I'm sure that there are people watching this now and people that will watch this later that will come and comment pitchforks because they're feeling as though, well, Courtney, why are you making this such a black thing? Or why are you making this a people of color thing? I feel like white people aren't the only ones that have stories. I feel like just throwing 1 or 2 brown people in there just to say that there's diversity is not directly being like, look, these are the best of the best that applied, here it is. I feel like there should have been there just wasn't enough representation for my liking. Now, granted, however you feel is how you feel. 9 times out of 10, you're not black. And I'm allowed to feel that way. In terms of the show, it's very simple. Come with a makeup look that shows me who you are. We had a young lady that did an ink blot thing on her face and she wound up winning the challenge. I won't spoil it any further than that. I will say the thing that stood out to me the most, and hopefully y'all can fix this. James Charles, if someone cuts this clip in order to create drama, girl, please fix this. At the end of the show, I won't say who gets eliminated in case you decide to watch. At the end of the show, instead of it being like everyone is in front of each other and it's like, you're going home, or it's a lip sync for your life battle like RuPaul, James like walks into like a filming room, much like the detective agency where I am, and he like sits down and he tells you that you're eliminated. And then y'all, as if your dreams are not literally pissed all over, as you're crying, essentially, James goes, all right, now get ready to film a sign-off. All right, y'all, let's get ready to film a sign-off. You're literally crying your eyes out, but let's sign off. Let's sign off and close the show together. Your ass has just been eliminated. All right, sisters, this sister didn't slay, but maybe next time. Y'all, that part of it was hella uncomfortable. Very, very, very uncomfortable for me. Now, just my opinion. I feel something constructive, right? Because I say we can't just give a harsh critique without there being some sort of problem solving, right? So let's put James in the rehabilitation center, right? This is not even a speculation, not confirmation. That segment is not in this show. This is now the Revolution Rehab Center because this show needs rehab. let's begin. First of all, you guys, the show is not a bad show concept. It just doesn't need to be only James as the host. I feel as though James has a big personality, but when it's scripted, and I can agree, when it's scripted and you have to read a teleprompter and you have to appear natural, James falls flat. I feel like James could benefit from a co-host. He needs someone that's sassy. He needs someone that's gonna he just needs someone that's gonna add something to his personality, because I feel like, to be honest, well, I'll say that towards the end. He needs someone to kiki with. It can't just be James. It's gotta be someone else. I don't know. Are him and Manny fine? Are him and Manny cool? Are they not friends? I don't know how the beauty girls are right now, but he needs someone. I don't know if he needs like a girl. Maybe he needs someone that's unknown but really talented. Maybe he needs to bring someone that is really a smaller creator that's just getting their foot in the door and be like, here's an opportunity. It's falling flat for me. Also, I feel as though, the challenge of Show Me Who You Are, girl, that's tired. It's tired. I want him to make it bigger. I feel like someone like James Charles has the opportunity to make it big, right? We need him flying the guests out on location. It's something that's missing. The contestants, I don't really have anything bad to say about them. I will say the editing was great, because the girl that I was like, her ass needs to go home, she wound up being someone that I was surprised by. And I'll say this. When it comes to James Charles as instant influencer, if you are not a James Charles fan, or a fan of beauty, or if you do not have an understanding or interest in how creators create, because I feel like a good section of the show was like, they had to do a challenge where they're promoting a product and they have to they have to do this. They have to create a commercial or something, and they have to edit the shit together. And girl, they were sitting there click-clacking. And I was like, okay, I get it, but like, my mom's not gonna like this, and I don't imagine a whole bunch of people that don't know anything about YouTube are gonna care about this. But it fell flat. If you are not a fan of those things, I would say skip it. Now, if you love James Charles and you worship the ground that he walks on, if you love drama channels that usually cover beauty stuff, I feel like maybe there's some drama going on there. Or if you're just a makeup fan, maybe you might want to check this out. For me, the show has just a lot of big flaws. As someone who just watches a lot of reality TV, I feel like the show has a lot of flaws. James just needs someone else there. He needs someone that he can have like witty banter back and forth with. You know what I mean? But shout out to the fact that Paris Hilton was on the show. Love her. She was great. All right, what are y'all saying now that I've talked your ears off about James Charles? I was trying not to drag, to be honest, but I wanted to be honest. Felicia said, that's like how on The Bachelor, when someone doesn't get a rose, they show them in the SUV with a camera and say, all right, how do you feel? Felicia, it was literally like he walks in and is like, sorry, you gave it your best. This is just to let you know that, this is just a start. You know how they say, you'll go on and you'll do big things, blah, blah, and the girl is like crying. And he's like, all right, sister. I get that your sister's sad, but it's time to do a sister send-off, meaning you pack your fucking bags. Like, it was very much that. Anastasia said, I'm not interested in watching. Brittany said, oh my God, Felicia, true. Yamale says the show needs a co-host. I agree. Wesley said, even though I don't like the way they made it, the way they eliminate someone in Amazon's making the cut is decent. This is like on The Circle when Joey had to go and eliminate someone to their face. Physically hurts to watch. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a little uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's uncomfortable. And it's not like, at least as a viewer, it's not like James is the most like warming presence anyway. So it's kind of like, oh, sorry. Chef Lindsay, Curious Culinary, says, someone like Jackie Aina has the personality to host a show like that. Honestly, to keep it real with y'all, I would like to see Desi Perkins and Katie host the show, because they have great chemistry. They have chemistry like me and Madison have chemistry, right? Katie or Desi Perkins can host this show, or Jackie Aina could host the show alone, or she could host it with I'm trying not to think in terms of like drama and who's friends with who, but like her and Manny would be good. I don't know if they're cool or whatever, but I could see them. Or maybe it's someone that's Jackie Aina and someone that's not exactly a beauty girl, but maybe a influencer marketer that works at one of these brands that has a big personality. They need someone to match the energy, because James by himself is flatlining. He is not carrying the show very well by himself. I'm glad that for those of you guys that have seen it, you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Alicia says, not interested. I can only tolerate James Charles maybe 2 minutes at a time. Like, you get what I'm saying, Alicia? So, like, for people that don't even want to deal with it just because it's James Charles, at least if they had a co-host, it would be like, well, so-and-so says something that's funny and they're great, or you don't have to watch James. He just introduces the challenge. But the heart of the show is, boop. I just feel like there's ways to go around it. It's just like, oh. Girls, it was making my head spin. It was really making my head spin. I couldn't do it. Okay, Wesley said, if you had a reality show, how would the elimination be? More like RuPaul's Lip Sync or The Bachelor? Or would you try something new? You guys, let me tell you something. First of all, if there were any reality show that I would need to have, I don't know if you guys have seen, but Paris Hilton back in the day had a show called Paris Hilton's My New BFF. And if I had a show like that, I think Brody had like a brother show to that, but his was a flop. That show would be my show. 100%. Put me on the throne. Give me 15 boys and girls that are going to compete for my friendship. Girl, I'm going to turn them against each other. I want to see the drama. I want to see the cat fight. All for the friendship of half-ass Courtney. Like, that's hilarious. And then I think for the elimination, girl, it would have to be like Paris Hilton. I sit on the throne. And it would be a little bit like Flavor of Love Charm School. Okay, 2 of y'all have to come down to the carpet. Okay, Matthew, now I was really rocking with you this week until I saw that you were talking smack about Sarah. If you were talking smack about Sarah, how can I expect your loyalty to me to be the same? Like, you know what I mean? And then at the end of it all, I would be something like, I mean, unfortunately, you are in my galaxy, but you won't be making another revolution around this sun. Bye now, or something like that. It'll be better than that, but it'll be something good. I really need my own reality show, but I would prefer to do a docuseries. Like, me and my friends deserve our own reality show because we're literally a mess. Literally, my boyfriend says, every last one of your friends, they are like TV characters. Like, they're almost like unreal because their personalities are so strong. It's insane. Yeah. And Gracie said, no one has chemistry like you and Madison. That's my girl. Have y'all seen Madison's video? Y'all saw Madison's video on her YouTube channel? Make sure y'all watch that. Please don't play around. Please, if y'all supporting me, make sure y'all go and support Madison because it's both of us. If you're watching this right now, give this video a thumbs up. I think I'm going to wrap up soon. If you have any questions, go on ahead and ask them right now. And I'll get into them. I'm going to take a sip and I'll have a Scandinavian swimmer while y'all ask me any questions that y'all may have. Oh my God, Fessy's here? Hey, Fessy. We stand Fessy here. Felicia says, imagine if we would have had a reality show when we were in Orlando. You guys don't even understand. I just came back from vacation. Well, my last vacation. I don't want to say just came back, but 2 months ago I was on vacation in Florida with my friends. And y'all, we needed the cameras. We needed Adam DeVello, producer of The Hills. We needed Adam DeVello, bitch. Okay. Lizzie says, no one has chemistry like Courtney and Felicia. There's nothing like the podcast. Oh my God, Lizzie, excellent segue. For those of you guys that are watching, I actually do a podcast with my best friend Felicia, who's the moderator here. It is called Overheard in the Pantry. And it's basically a podcast where me and Felicia call each other on the phone or Skype. And because she doesn't live in Los Angeles with me, she lives in South Carolina. We basically just call, catch up, talk about our feelings. We talk about love. If you guys submit a question to us, we give you guys advice. It's so cool. It's literally it's the most, I would say it's probably the most redeeming part of my week because usually by Wednesday, I'm ready to just, girl, jump out the window. And I know that by the time I sit and I talk to Felicia and we do the podcast, like I've laughed, I've gotten the heebie-jeebies out, and I feel better. I feel refreshed. Karina says, okay, this is such a weird question. What's it like to have a shaved head? Because, girl, I've really thought of chopping this shit off. Listen, when I tell y'all, earlier in the week, I cut my hair off. I literally went full Britney. I put on Blackout by Britney Spears, and I took the clippers, and I went, Y'all don't want to see the back. Trust that. It feels liberating. Not to sound like cliche, but it feels liberating. I love the fact that I could just like cut my hair and keep things neat, because I've always been afraid, because I always kind of have the same look. I'm sure y'all can't tell, but I always have a fade. So it's very weird to not have one, but I like it. I would only do it if you are confident. Like, listen, if I'm going to be a bald eagle, so be it. So I say go for it. Felicia has just dropped a link over to our podcast, because it's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on CastBox, it's on all of the podcast services. And myself and Felicia literally just did an episode where we gave you guys love advice. We'll talk about friendship. Girl, listen, me and Felicia, we get into it. So if you ever want something that's a little bit like this, but a little bit more calm, and you want to hear a beautiful southern voice, check out Over Her in the Pantry. Let's see. Gabby said, thanks for the link, Felicia. Felicia be on it. Okay, here's Taylina Forever. And I feel like, you know what? We can do a Justin and Selena thing right now. Do you think Justin and Selena will ever get back together? I mean, in 10 or 20 years, what do you think? Or do you think they will maybe become friends or something? Do you think there are any possibilities? Okay. Let me put my hat back on. Do I think Justin and Selena will ever get back together? Well, no. I don't think that Justin and Selena will ever get back together. I do believe that they will be friendly down the line. And it'll have to be a careful situation, because both fan bases are so incredibly sensitive. It will literally have to be like something to the effect that is like, whenever they do meet or they decide that they're putting all of this behind them and they're ready to be cordial, it will have to be something that is so both fan bases leave it that it's impossible to cause a fight. Because I think that they both know that if Selena waves and Justin doesn't wave back, it's drama. If Justin waves and Selena doesn't wave back, it's drama. So it'll have to be something like Justin posting Selena's new song on his Instagram story, like, good job, and Selena doing the same. Something like that, where it can't be, well, Selena didn't do enough or Justin didn't do enough. I think that they'll both mature with time, much like Brad, Angelina, and Jennifer Aniston. I think that they'll work it out. They're adults. Yeah, I would not even be surprised, y'all, if one day we saw Hailey and Selena at lunch. I really, really, truly believe one day they are just gonna obliterate our edges, and they're gonna be at lunch, like, and it's gonna be like, so what? It was like the thing with, was it Madison Beer and Hailey and Selena? I will never forget that, when people were like, she should have left the restaurant. They all showed up at the restaurant together. Like, Selena showed up, I guess, and then Hailey and Madison Beer showed up, and they were like, Hailey should have left. I was like, why? Why would you leave? Her ass was hungry. I'll be damned if another celebrity is in a place and I don't eat. Bitch, I'm hungry. Imagine that. Alicia said that day will break the internet if they even stand next to each other. How would y'all feel if Justin and Selena just randomly did a magazine cover together? Like if a magazine did an issue on iconic exes, and there was like a magazine spread, and you walked in your supermarket and you saw Justin and Selena in a wedding gown, and it's like all ripped up and it looks like they've been fighting or something like that. Oh, that would be so good. Believers, Selenators, y'all need to talk to y'all sides and get that together. We are silly. Anyway, you guys, I think I'm gonna skedaddle on out of here, because this is almost like an hour and 30 minutes long already. I love you guys very much. Appreciate you guys for coming and watching. Last week's video the numbers were insane. I feel like so many people gave it a thumbs up. So many people watched. If you're new, thank you. If you found your way here, give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Like, I'd love to hang out with you again next Sunday. It's always a good time. Thank you to Felicia, who moderates this. I mean, not that you guys are crazy, but maybe one day it will, and she'll be putting her foot down on y'all. But as always, you guys, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love being in my new Revolution Detective Agency. It's looking nice and spacious in here. And all I have to say is improvements and more to come, and merch to come. So don't be drinking that stupid juice, and I will see you guys again next Sunday, unless there is something that is an emergency and I need to come here. I will let y'all know on my Instagram story. Until next time, you guys, I will be seeing you. I am Courtney. This is my detective agency. Don't you forget that the world keeps spinning, and so shall you. And I'll be seeing you. Bye, everybody. And also wash your hands. Very important.